Hello everyone. In this video we will be discussing about RPA Universal App Connector or UAC, which is a utility present in RPA, and as the name suggests, we can connect with multiple apps using UAC to build our RPA automation. We will be learning about UAC using a very interesting example. So watch the video till the end, and if you are liking my content, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I had made an announcement on my LinkedIn page that I will be launching this video on April 17th at 10 a.m. So keep yourself updated to latest features of ServiceNow and connect me on LinkedIn as well. Now the first question is, what is Universal App Connector or UAC? So UAC used to record automations on Windows, Java or web applications using RPA Desktop Design Studio. So we will be recording our automations using this UAC, and the interesting part is you can automate your Java applications or window applications using this. So there are many applications which are built on jar file or any Windows application. They can be easily automated using this Universal App Connector, and we will be watching that in a minute. Also, we can configure different application screens and their elements using one single universal app connector. So, if you want to record a Java application, then a Windows application, then actions in Chrome browser, then in Internet Explorer, all these sequencing or all these automations could be done using universal app connector at just one place in a one project. So that's the advantage of using Universal App Connector. How to start using UAC? So you can install the Chrome plugin from this URL, which I will also paste in the description box. Similarly, if you are using the Edge browser, you can download the Edge plugin from here, and then you have to ensure that you allow this extension to read and change all of your data on your website that you visit. So there is a setting on the Chrome browser or the Edge browser that you have to enable these extensions. So once you have done, you are good to start UAC. So we will be jumping on the demo, and I'll explain what we are going to do in the demo. And if you see here, there is a RPA challenge which is for testing your RPA automations. So this is a very cool website. Here you can find the instructions. Then you can start your evaluation of your RPA product, and then there is an Excel file to download as well. So when you download this Excel, you would be presented with some data. If I open this now, so there are columns like first name, last name, company, role, address, email and phone number, and then you have few records. So what we have to test using our RPA is that we enter all this data in this web page. But there is an interesting thing. When we will be posting our first data, for example the first row, the alignment of the next screen is very random. So you have to write your RPA automation in such a case that it handles any kind of UI or any kind of sequencing as well. So for example, if I put some data here, so this is all just random, and then I press submit. So you see the alignment in the web page has changed now. So it is presented in some other way, and also the fields are in some other order. So you have to take care of all these things when you are building your RPA project, and that's the challenge, and we have to handle this. This is a very cool website. It's free of cost. You just go to rpachallenge.com and you can just start using this. Now I will open the RPA Design Studio, which we had installed in our previous videos. If you haven't checked out those videos, please click on the top right corner and you will be redirected to the playlist of RPA, which takes you from the starting of installing the RPA plugins till this video. I have opened RPA Desktop Design Studio. I will click on Unattended Automation. I will name this my UAC first demo, and I will click OK. So it has created a new project for me. Now my first step would be to open that Excel file from where I have to read the data. I will click on Toolbox. I will search for Excel, and you can see the connector for Microsoft Excel is here. I will just drag this to Global Objects and expand this Microsoft Excel and double click this, and the Object Explorer comes in automatically. And now I have to open the Excel file. So I will drag and drop this open method, and now I have to give the file path of the Excel file which we have downloaded and paste it here, and then I will give the file name which is challenge.xlsx, and this will open my Excel file. After this I will be going back to the toolbox and searching for Universal App Connector, and I will do the same thing. I will drag and drop it here under Global Objects and double click this again and just remove the open, and you can see the start method here. I'll drag and drop it here, and now you can see we have to give the application type. I'll just double click here and I will select static here, and then the static value has three options. One is Chrome, Edge, or any application. So if you click on application, you will have to give the URL of your application which is installed on your laptop or desktop. Similarly, you can use the Chrome browser. In our case, we'll be using Chrome because our application can be accessed using the internet, or we could have used the Edge as well. I'll click OK here, and then I have to give the start parameter. So here I have to give the URL of the website. I will go here onto the website, copy the URL and paste it here. So this is the advantage of using universal application, where you can call multiple type of applications at one place. Now just to do a quick test, I will click on run, and it should open the Excel file and then the Chrome browser with this URL. I'll click run, and it has opened the Excel file and the RPA challenge website, and you could see there is a random positioning of the fields again. Now the next step is to start this challenge by clicking this start button and then filling in these values. So for that, what we have to do is go back to the Design Studio, stop this, and then right click on Universal Application and click on Configure, and there is a new window which has opened which says Universal App Connector. So this is the window where we will be configuring our Universal App Connector. It takes a while to load this, so just wait for a second, and it's there. And if you click on this drop down, you would see there are multiple options here: Chrome, Edge, Java applications, or window applications. So you can select any opened Java application, window application, Edge, or Chrome. So I'll click on Chrome because we have already opened our website on Chrome, and then we click on this drop down and it will show all the Chrome browsers which are open in your laptop or desktop. I'll click here and I'll click on add screen, and you would see after clicking on add screen, it has added this screen here. I'll click on this and you would see screen match rules. Here it says the title is RPA challenge, so that's the title of the browser, and the URL equals to rpachallenge.com. So these two rules should match, only then it will move ahead. And there are few properties here which says the browser is Chrome and the name is RPA challenge, which is the title name. Now I will right click here and I would say capture element. So now we would be capturing all the elements on the RPA challenge website. I'll click here and you would see there is a pop-up which comes along with this. I'll just scroll down a bit to capture this start button, and as soon as I hover over this start button, you would see it automatically picked up that it is a button, and I can name this button as start button. So you can name it whatever you want. I'll click on plus here to add this element. Now I will scroll up a bit and I will capture the last name, and here it automatically finds out that this is an input field, and here I would say last name, and I'll again click on plus. I will do this for all the fields here. Similarly for phone number, again click on this plus. For email, for company name, and click on plus. Then for address, then I will capture the first name, and then finally the roles. I'll click on plus here, and then we should be submitting this form. So I'll say submit button, and then click on plus, and then finally I will click on this cross button to close this pop-up, and it will take me back to the universal app connector screen, and here we would see all those elements which we had captured have started appearing here. And if I click on one of the elements here, you would see the properties, the locator, it's a CSS selector, the value is this, the match attributes are these. But now if you see, according to the CSS selector, it will always be pointing at that position. Now to change that dependency of location of fields for last name, phone number or anything, we would have to change it to the tags. So I will select tag here, and then I would select attribute class equals waves effect and so on. So I'll just try to check this attribute which I have selected is correct or not. I'll just right click here and refresh, and it should change to green color, and this one also should change to green color. After this I will do this similarly for last name. Select here tag name and then the label last name. I will again refresh this and it changes to green color. And for phone number, tag name and then label phone, refresh. Email, tag name, I think. So this changed to green color, but this did not because we did not select this attribute. So I'll select this again and then select refresh, and it also changed to green color. So at both places the green color should be selected. I'll again go to company, label company name, tag name, refresh, and then address, tag name, label address, refresh. So this is a tiring activity, but it's a one time activity, so we can invest our time on this. I'll do this for label first name, refresh, tag name, label role, refresh, and finally now the submit button. Now it's a tag name and then attribute class equals UI color button, refresh, and it also changes to green color. I'll just say done here. I will just maximize this screen and click done here, which is at the bottom. And now we have configured our universal applications data elements as well, which will start appearing here as well on the right hand side. RPA challenge, and if I expand this, all the elements would be visible here. Which now once the website is open, we have to submit all the records which are present on the Excel one by one. So for that we will use a for loop, but before that I will be using a wait timer to just wait for 5 seconds because it takes a while to open that website. So for that I will go to toolbox, I'll maximize this screen and I will go to timer, and I will just drag and drop it here and wait for 5 seconds just to open the website and just to verify this has been opened. Now next is we will apply a for loop here. For that I will select for loop. I'll just drag and drop this and point it here, and now it has 4 attributes here which is from and then from to. So we have to run this from index 2 till 11. So I will just input here 2 and then 11, and then you have to give here the current index and the port to iterate into the loop. I'll just pull the for loop here a bit and just drag and drop this and here. And now using this for loop we have to match the Excel's column data with the RPA challenge website. Now to use Excel's data, I would double click here and select the method called get row values and drag and drop it here, and I will be using the columns A to G. So I'll just rename these A, B, C, G, E, F, another one, F and G. I'll make all of these as strings because the RPA challenge website takes all these as strings. I'll click OK, and you would see we have these columns here. I'll just zoom out a bit. I hope the screen is visible. Then I will change the row number and empty this, and this row number in 32 comes up, and I will connect this index with the row number. I'll change the sheet name to sheet 1, which is the sheet number of our Excel file, which is at this place, and then I will be dragging and dropping this for loop to this Excel file, and after this is done I have to end the for loop or my entire project actually. So I'll just drag and drop it here. Next is we would have to map these, and now to get RPA challenge elements I will double click on RPA challenge under universal application, and here I will select set fields. I will just drag and drop this here and click on this settings button, and I would be using all the elements which we had selected on the website. I'll click OK, and then I have to map the Excel's column name with the correct field name. So it is first, last name, company, role and address. So first name, last name, third is company, then role, address, and then finally we have email and phone number. So email and then finally phone number. So we have successfully mapped the Excel's data with the RPA challenge website, and we forgot one thing actually. To start the challenge we had to click the start button. So for that I have to click on the start button before anything happens. So I'll expand this again RPA challenge and use the start button. So I'll double click here, and in the object explorer I will use the click method, and I will have to drag and drop for wait for 5 seconds. After this it should click the start button to start the challenge. So I'll just delete the arrow. So I'll click the delete button. I'll drag and drop the start and then for loop. I'll just take the for loop back here, and then finally after the first row is mapped to the RPA challenge we'll have to click the submit, and then I'll double click on the submit button here, use the click method and then click it here. So now I will explain you flow quickly. We are at start, we will open the Excel file which is challenge.xlsx, which we have downloaded from the RPA challenge website. We are using universal application to open the Chrome browser, and then it will open this RPA challenge website. It will wait for 5 seconds. It will click on the start button to start the RPA challenge. Then we are running a for loop to run from row number 2 to 11. Then this for loop will pick up the Excel file row values one by one and map these with the RPA challenge website. Then click on submit. Then it will go to row number 3. It will again fill those values again and then click on submit and so on. So it doesn't matter if the fields are going here and there. RPA will automatically handle that using that tag names which we had selected in the universal app connector. Now I will just close everything. I will close this Excel file. I will close this Chrome browser, and now we will run this. Now my Excel file has opened and it actually ended at round 1 only and it did not run properly. So I think there is some issue with the for loop here. So this for loop should end here actually. I'll just delete this and I'll delete this arrow as well. So this for loop should end here and this loop should go here. So that was my mistake here. And then after correcting this, we would have to actually put an arrow between these two steps as well. So this is another thing which I had missed. I'll close everything again, the Excel, the RPA challenge, and I'll just click on run again and try to see if this runs this time. I'll click on run. My Excel file opened and RPA challenge as well. And it will start filling the values now. And you see how quick is this, and it doesn't matter about the UI. It is just filling up those values without any issues with the UI. So it's going on and putting in all the values and it's ended. And we completed our challenge with 100% rate in 18 seconds. And if you see, if we would have this as a manual process, there are chances of inputting the incorrect data and it would have taken about an hour to put in the data and to verify that again. And the RPA did it in 18 seconds and it is accurate 100%. So once you build this process, it will always be 100% accurate, and this is the advantage of RPA. And then we had used our UAC or Universal App Connector as well. Now there are many more uses of Universal App Connectors which we would see in the next videos. But this is a very basic example of our RPA challenge where we used Universal Application Connector. Instead of that, we could have used the Chrome connector as well, but we wanted to use Universal App Connector and I wanted to give a demo about that. So that's the reason I used UAC here instead of the Chrome connector. I think now you would be clear on Universal App Connector. And if you have any questions, please do let me know in the comments. And if you're liking my content, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And I'm sure you would have learned something new today. Also, if you have any suggestions, how should I improvise quality of my content and videos, please do share with me on YouTube or LinkedIn. I appreciate all the feedback and try to work on them to make better quality videos. Thank you.